Hey, hey, hey. So this is turned up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. I am. Hey, Alana. Welcome. You here, you here. Awesome. So I want to make sure. I'm glad you set the alarm too. It was only like 15 minutes, but I'm still glad that you said it. I want to see. I never know how this works when it comes to my page. Okay, cool. So I'm live over on YouTube as well. So I just wanted to check that and see if that was working properly. So as you come in, definitely say hello in the comments so that I know you're here. And we're going to get into our star session on tonight in honor of the new moon in Aries. And so I'm excited to share with you all on today. Uh, as you can see, I am not in my normal location. If you're someone who follows me, I'm actually at my parents' house, dog sitting and house sitting while they are out celebrating their anniversary, 42 years of marriage. So I am holding down the fort for them so that they can celebrate that amazingness of love. So thanks for tagging people, Alana. Definitely tag and share this out. So for those that may be joining me for the first time and are like, who are you? You're doing all this talking. I am Famira. I am a soul strategist. I am an inner voice alchemist, as well as a radical guide DNA activation practitioner. And so what is all of that? Basically, I help women entrepreneurs to tap into their inner voice on a deeper, more spiritual level in order to increase and double their audience reach, right? So that they're doing so from a place of authenticity and without diluting themselves. Hey, Tam. Hey, Shakisha. Hey, Jennifer. Welcome, welcome. So let me uh, so essentially, if you're new here and you're like, what is this whole thing that she's talking about? So basically what I do is I am the creator of the free quiz, the Sacred Tribe Archetype quiz. And what this quiz is it actually helps you to tap in and know who are the type of people that you desire to work with, right? Not just about your archetype as the brand creator, but what is the archetype of the people that your brand actually wants to serve, right? That was something that I found that was a gap in the marketplace, because everything always showed you what it is that you wanted to create for yourself, but not who you actually wanted to work with, right? So those brand archetypes only work if you actually want to work with yourself, right? People that are like you. But if you're someone like me who's a creative who actually doesn't necessarily want to work with other creatives, then it doesn't help me to build a brand that attracts creatives, right? So that is what this archetype quiz helps you to do, to see who are the people that actually absolutely light you up, that you desire to work with. Thanks everybody for tagging people. I appreciate it. Hey, Treese. So if you're watching this or you're catching the replay and you're like, Premier, I don't know who my Sacred Tribe archetype is, no worries, I got you. You could take the free quiz over at www.tribediscovery.com and then come back and everything else will make sense. Right? Because without it, it won't, right? So essentially what I do is every new moon and every full moon, because I believe in using the power of the energy of the zodiac in its moment to actually help us in our business, in how we should show up, and also in knowing what it is that our audience needs from us in this moment. So as always, after going live, I will be posting a graphic that shows the new moon in Aries, and it will have journaling prompts. You can, if you're someone who journals, if you do prayer meditation, if you're someone who pulls oracle or tarot cards, you'll be able to do that around these questions to get answers in regards to how you can best utilize this new moon energy in Aries. Hey, Jasmine. So we know Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. So there used to be a number one, right? So we have that number one type of energy when it comes to Aries. Aries is a very much get it done, dive in without thinking type of energy. It is also a fire sign, right? And so, it is ready to like burn stuff up and let's go. So understand that's the type of energy that you're under right now. So if you've been someone where you've kind of been feeling like, I haven't really been able to be productive, the energy has been feeling heavy, I don't really know what's going on, this Aries energy is really going to be like, embrace that uncertainty and like jump off the cliff, right? Just jump off the cliff and make it happen, because that is the type of energy that Aries holds, right? Aries is also a energy that is really about appreciation, right? Because again, they're first in that zodiac, and so they want to be appreciated, right? If you know any Aries people, then you may recognize that as part of their personality, right? um where it's like appreciate the goodness that is before you, right? And so, which is kind of a fire sign trait as well. If you think about Aries, Leos, and Sagittariuses, we want to be appreciated. So stepping into that energy as well as leadership. Aries is a sign of leadership, and so, but also understanding, if you know anything about mythology, Aries is also the god of war. And so, yeah. So this energy is very strong, very potent, very volatile if you're not careful, right? So, so the questions that you want to ask yourself right now during this time, and then we'll jump into what it is that your sacred tribe wants you to know based on the archetype. The questions you need to be asking yourself in your business right now are: what areas are you being called to step up as a leader in your industry? Not just in your business, but in your industry as a whole. Because Aries is about taking up space. Aries is big energy. It takes up space. And so, where are you being called to really step into that role as leader within your industry and no longer be playing small? Aries is not background singer energy, right? So, so what does that look like? Where have you been called to show up more and show up bigger as an actual leader, as an expert in your industry? Where is it that you're being called to essentially kind of like plant that flag and let people know, I'm here and I'm taking up space and I run this and this is how I'm showing up, right? Because this is the energy that's going to allow you to do that and to allow you to do it scared, right? Because Aries is kind of like, if you think about like daredevil type of energy. So so the things that you've been scared to do, this is a great time to just kind of jump out there and make it happen. The second question you want to ask yourself is, what can I do in my business to embrace this time of uncertainty? So if there's certain things, if you're doing something new or you're pivoting into a new space and you have this level of uncertainty of what's coming up, it's the beginning of second quarter, right? And so you may be kind of like, I don't really know what this quarter is going to hold. What are some things that you can do to really embrace that uncertainty, as instead of trying to fight against it, right? Because oftentimes we try to fight against it instead of leaning into it. And the Aries energy is like, lean into it. What can you create from this journey? What type of fun could it be? What type of cool memories could it end up creating by you just embracing this uncertainty and allowing it to happen and unfold around you exactly how is being designed to unfold. The third question that you want to ask yourself is, in what ways can I show appreciation to my community, right? Your sacred tribe. How can you show appreciation to them? And this is the question that we're going to get the answer to on tonight for the various sacred tribes. So you'll know exactly what it is that you need to do in order to show appreciation to your tribe based on their archetype once we get off, by the time we get off of here. So stay tuned for that. And so essentially, but then once you get the answer, you know, of course, journaling around it, allowing yourself to tap into it even more fully and see exactly how that is showing up for you. Hey, Callie Boo. So, oh, well, I'm glad y'all can hear me. I know somebody else had wanted to be here, so I wanted to send it out to her really quick. Okay. And then the fourth question that you want to ask yourself under this new moon in Aries energy is essentially, evolution is inevitable, right? So how are you actually being called to evolve, right? Again, because this energy right now is about jumping off of jumping off that ledge, taking that leap of faith. Evolution is inevitable, so I can't stop it. You're leaning into that uncertainty. And so how are you being called to evolve right now? Hey, Angie, in this current state within your business, right? And what kind of things can you do to just go ahead and take that dive and step into it, right? Because evolution is inevitable. It's going to happen one way or another. Or if you stop evolving, then you're no longer with us, right? So, and we don't want stagnant energy. All right. So those are the questions you want to keep in mind again on tonight in regards to your sacred tribe archetype. The question that we're going to allow them to answer for you on tonight is, how can you show appreciation to your sacred tribe, to your community? What is it that they are needing from you right now in this moment so that they can feel appreciated from you and be able to connect with you deeper, right? So, there's 6 different archetypes. There's the creatives, the empresses, the executives, the healers, the trailblazers, and the visionaries. During the new moon, we go in reverse. So we'll be starting with the visionaries. Last time in full moon, we started with the creatives. And so tonight we will be starting with the visionaries. So if you have the sacred tribe archetype of visionary, go ahead and drop that in the comments and let me know that visionary is your people. And then we'll jump in and we'll talk about it. Let's see. How's everybody doing today on this Saturday? Now, normally I would have I meant to do this on Thursday because the new moon is actually tomorrow. And because I like to give you all time to be able to sit with these things. However, life happens. I'm over here playing big sister to my 4-legged little sister and just had other things going on. So I am not here, wasn't able to do it on Thursday, but we're here now, right? Tam says, Alana, hang tight, sis. I know she's with the creatives. So y'all last on the new moon. On the full moon, y'all are first. So hey to everybody that is on checking me out over on YouTube. I'm broadcasting live over on YouTube as well as on my personal page and my business page. So I'm broadcasting in 3 different locations on tonight. So I'm excited if you're watching me over there. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel going and to be more intentional over there with my content. So I'm not sure if I can actually see people's comments on YouTube or not. I don't know how that all works. So if y'all are over there and y'all are commenting, I don't see y'all comments. I love y'all, and I will check the comments when I'm done. So, all right. Hey, Katrina, I missed you too. Alongside, I got nowhere to be. Okay, good job. All right, so my visionaries, let's see. What does your people want you to know in order for them to feel appreciated? And while you're utilizing this new moon energy in Aries. And so what came up was the Earth card. The Earth card came up, which is all about home. To double down on that, you have the Hearth card, which is about comfort. Hey, Terry. And you also have You Are Magic. So, hey, Mary. Welcome, welcome. Hey, everybody. So, for everyone who has a sacred tribe archetype of visionaries, essentially what they want you to know and how you can show them appreciation is to really create home, right? Create a home vibe within your community. So if you have a Facebook group, if you have a mailing list, even however you're showing up on your social media pages, places that you are actually cultivating your community, where you're trying to grow your community, it's going to be really important right now during this Aries energy while you're feeling productive, really utilizing this fire energy to create a warm home environment, right? Be down to earth. Don't right now, it's not a lot of curated type of content, right, for you as a visionary. Be down to earth. Be very warm and inviting. So you're going to want to definitely show them a lot of like behind the scenes types of things, having some real life conversations with them right now, where it's not just necessarily you just teaching them a thing, right? This may look like, I know Janine is on here, and she is visionaries are her people. So this looks like more of what you're actually doing, where you're just like in the kitchen and you're just having conversation and you're cooking and showing them things about cooking, but you're in the kitchen while you're doing it. You may be holding your child while you're doing it, that type of thing. But you really want to create a level of comfort for them, this level of home, because ultimately, remember, you are magic, right? They want you to know you're the magic sauce in this situation. You're the magic that's going to create this home vibe for us, and by doing so, you help to continue the vision, right? Because they're able to see your vision, which then in turn is going to help motivate them and continue to encourage them as they walk out their own visions, right? Because we know in a lot of ways, we are examples to those that we serve, right? In the way in which we show up, the way in which we use our inner voice, and we step fully into that without apology, without dilution, is essentially us giving our communities permission, right? So even in the way in which I'm showing up now is giving you all permission to show up even, authentically within your own skin as well. So for everyone who has the sacred tribe archetype of visionary, this is what they want from you right now. They want to feel home. They want to feel that connection. And they want you to remember that you are the magic. You are the secret sauce within that. So step into it and make it happen. Hey, Quinn. Welcome, welcome. So that was for the visionaries. Next up, we have the trailblazers. So if your sacred tribe archetype is the trailblazers, you can go ahead and drop hashtag trailblazers into the comments so I can know that I'm talking to you. And let's see what your people want you to know in order to show them that you appreciate your community, right? It's all about that appreciation. Because also the whole thing is, even in showing appreciation, we also show our leadership, right? We show our leadership to our communities. And that's important, especially right now within this Aries energy, because it is a leadership energy, right? All right, Mary and Katrina and Jasmine. All right, yay. My people are trailblazers too. So all of y'all that are here, that are my sacred tribe. Y'all are trailblazers as well. Ooh. These cards are juicy. Shakisha got trailblazers, so does Callie. I have a lot of trailblazers serving trailblazers within my community, which is interesting to know. So, all right. So, what came up for the trailblazers? You got the passion card, which is all about the soul and is dictated by fire energy. We also have magnetism showing up, which is about attraction, which is earth energy. And then you also have feed your artist showing up. So right now, essentially what the trailblazers are telling you, they're telling you tap into that passion, that soul, right? That soul aspect of why you do what you do, the passion behind the way in which you show up. So this means you getting vulnerable, right? Getting vulnerable with them. This shows them that you appreciate them because it shows them that you trust them enough for you to be able to be vulnerable in front of them, right? To give them insight and give them a window into your own soul and why you do the work that you do. Why does it fuel you the way that it fuels you? Why does it motivate you in the way that it motivates you? It may even look like you sharing some of your fears, right? Some of your fears right now, some of the things that are keeping you awake at night when it comes to your business. But all of this is ultimately going to be the attraction, right? It's going to be what attracts them to you. It is essentially what creates more of that community feeling, because you are showing them that you have cultivated and you are creating a safe and sacred space where they can come and be all of who they are, right? So right now, don't feel the need to put on a brave face, right? This is this Aries energy again is like that step off of the ledge type of energy, right? That lean in, that daredevil, jump into it. And so trailblazers are saying, listen, we are blazing a trail. A lot of us feel alone. Let us know that we're not alone. You show us your appreciation for the fact that you understand what we're dealing with in this energy of feeling like sometimes it's just, I'm walking this path by myself, because again, trailblazers are either doing something that has never been done, or they really are the archetype that is shaking up their industries. And so, or shaking up their families, shaking up their neighborhoods, doing things that they haven't quite seen done before. So regardless of what field you're in, right? If you're someone who teaches finances, then if you're teaching to trailblazers, then that might look like these are people who are first generation wealth builders, right? These are people who maybe they come from backgrounds where they have meager means, and they're the first in their family to be in middle class or high end middle class or upper class, right? If you're someone who's dealing with health and wellness, maybe they come from a lineage of people who work themselves to death and who maybe left this life early because they didn't take care of themselves physically, right? And they're wanting to do something different. So it's not necessarily that it have to show up that they are blazing a trail within their business. It could also be within their life, right? So you sharing these things and being vulnerable about your own journey and showing your passion, feeding your own artists, right? The artist within you, right? So, and this looks like feed that storyteller within you, feed that graphic artist within you. If you're someone that likes to play around with graphics, do that to share your message with your audience. If you're someone who enjoys going live or doing videos, feed that artist for yourself, but do it with things that are going to show them that you understand them and that you can appreciate where they're at, because either you have been there before or you have helped other people who have been there before, right? So that is for my trailblazers. I hope that resonates with everyone who has that trailblazer archetype. Next up is the healers. So if you are someone who services the healer archetype, you could drop that in the comments. I know many people service more than one archetype. This is my secondary archetype, is the healer. Callie says great examples. Thanks. Because I think sometimes, when we talk about trailblazers, people automatically think business or career, but you could be a trailblazer in so many different ways within your family, right? Within your neighborhood, you could be the first person to start that neighborhood watch, right? Where no one else was willing to do it. It could, it takes on so many forms. Okay, so for my healers. Okay, so you have the South card, which is about adventure. And you also, which is fueled by the fire element. You have the Storm card, which is about cleansing, which is that air energy. And then you have ambush fear with your ferocious dream. And so what this is essentially saying to you right now, how to show appreciation to your community of healers. And again, this is archetypal, not industry. I always make that disclaimer because people automatically assume that if you are in the healing industry, that you operate in a healing archetype, and that is not always true. Is You can be in the healer industry and your primary archetype could be visionary or trailblazer, right? Just like you could be in a totally non-healing industry like accounting and your archetype be healer, right? So it's about the energy in which you are motivated to do things. If you're not inside of my community, Empress Nation, I invite you to join us over there on Facebook. If you put in Empress Nation, it'll come up. It's where women entrepreneurs are creating transformational impact. And I have lots of training on these different archetypes within the group and how to actually talk to your people, that you can always visit based on the archetype that you get. But for my healers, so essentially right now, they are like, listen, can we get some adventure happening? Stuff has been so serious, right? Especially for people who identify with healer archetypes, because there's been so much going on in the world and a lot of things have been heavy. They're like, listen, can there be some adventure, some fun? Because I need a cleansing, right? I want to cleanse all this heavy energy off of me. I want to, step into something that feels more fun, more carefree, right? And so they need you to show them how to do that, right? Show them how to do that. Let them know that they can, release some of that heaviness that they may have been feeling. Because remember, healers are normally their drive is about community, right? So they very easily take on the weight of the world, right? And so without even trying to, people that are in this archetypal energy. So right now they may be very heavy, and they subconsciously they know that they are, but on a conscious level they may not even realize it, right? So having some of these conversations, showing them ways to cleanse themselves of this heaviness that they may be feeling, to step into some adventure, some fun, giving them some things to look forward to. So this may look like, if you're someone who has a community, doing some type of like fun things, right? Doing some type of fun challenges, some maybe hosting a game night in your group or something like that. Something that can kind of cleanse them and take their minds off of all the heaviness that has been going on around them, so that they can ambush their fear and still realize that they can step into their ferocious dream, right? That they can still enjoy stuff, like even though they feel like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders. Show them that it doesn't have to be hard. Like, it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be so heavy. And so Katrina says that healers is her secondary. So definitely with you, someone who is helping them in that self-care area, showing them how, having adventure and having fun and cleansing themselves of this heavy energy is, caring for themselves, and it is necessary because ultimately they want to make the world a better place, right? Like, they want to make the world a better place, and so in order for them to do that, they have to be taking care of themselves, right? And so they need to kind of release some of that heaviness so they can get back to their own dreams and what they want to do, because oftentimes in the heaviness that can get lost, right? So right now, one of the ways that you can show them appreciation during this Aries energy is to show them, we know some things are uncertain. Embrace those uncertainties. Remember, you can still go for your dreams. And in the meantime, let's cleanse some of this energy off, and let's have some fun. Let's have some adventure, right? So that was for my healers. Callie says, healers just want to have fun. Yes, they do. They just want to have fun too, like Cindy Lauper says. Next up is the executives. So if your sacred tribe archetype is the executives, drop that good executive, #executives down in the chat and let me know that you're here representing for the executive tribe. Let's see what they want you to know. Those came out together. They said, listen, we ain't got time to play. Okay. Executives. I love it. I love this for the executives. Awesome. So, executives, you got the water card, which is all about creation. Water card, creation. You also got the rain card for fiduciary, which is prosperity. So see that? And you got soul on fire. So listen, right now you need to show your community appreciation and let them know they are doing it. They are doing the damn thing right now. There's been a lot going on, but the executives have been killing it. And I think that sometimes with this particular archetypal energy, they're so focused on the next goal and the next goal and the next goal, right? That they don't take time to actually allow for people to love on them, allow for themselves to be in a state of like, look at all that I've created. Hey, Maggie, look at all that I've created. Look at the prosperity that I am lining up. Like, even if they're not seeing the financial prosperity at this very second, they can't deny that they are making moves that is setting that up to happen. Like, it's inevitable. It's coming as long as they continue to do what it is that they're here to do, right? Because they're in this creation mode, and so getting water and rain, and so everything is being nourished, right? But they may not be realizing the nourishment that's actually taking place because they're so focused on going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. So if you are someone who is working with this particular sacred tribe archetype, like Treese is, I believe Shakisha is too, if she's still on here. I know she was cooking, multitasking. So if you are someone who is working with this, it's going to be good for you to remind them, right? And to create some content around showing them that they need to show appreciation to themselves, right? And what they have accomplished and what they are doing, and how they've been moving forward and how they have been growing and prospering. And that prosperity is not always financial. Prosperity is in resources. Prosperity is in growth, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, all of those different things, and letting them see how they're not the same person that they were, right? That they are creating a whole new thing. Their soul is on fire, and they need to acknowledge that. They need to take a moment to acknowledge that, and you need to lead the charge in making sure that they do that, that they take that time to acknowledge that self, to appreciate the things that they have accomplished. It is literally like the vibe of Snoop Dogg and his acceptance speech, when he was like, I would like to thank me. I would like to thank me for all the work that I've done and everything that I put into it, right? That is essentially what you need to lead the charge, right? And lead and show them how to do. Hey, Chiquita, lead and show them how to do, because they're not doing it. They're so focused on continuing to move forward that they're not taking that opportunity to do so, and they need to, so that they don't burn themselves out. So that's for the executives, because again, we're in this fire energy. And so Aries is very productive energy and get stuff done. And if they don't take the time to appreciate and see how far they come, they'll turn into a workaholic and burn themselves out. And we don't want that for the executives. Next up is the Empresses. This is the yes, healers already went, Maggie. They were right before the executives, because I'm going in reverse order this time. So you have to check out the replay for the healers. So next up is Empresses, and then we have creatives. Last but definitely not least. So now we have the Empresses. Let's see what. Okay. So for anyone with Empresses as a archetype, you got the air card, which is about motion, motion, motion. Hey, Leonie. And you got the fire card, which is about ignition. I love that. Look at that card. So pretty. And then you also got the sacred mirrors card, right? So if you are someone who is working with the Empress Sacred Tribe archetype, you right now are being called, the way in which you want to show them appreciation during this Aries new moon is essentially ignite their fire. They need you to ignite their fire and get their butts in motion, right? Because it feels like the Empresses, they may be in a space where they've kind of been doing busy work. There's certain levels of pivots that they need to make and do that maybe they haven't fully accepted that they need to make and that they need to do. And so it's causing a level of stagnation right now. Also with moving out of that Pisces energy, which is very strong emotionally and spiritually, it does feel like they went through some spiritual up levelings that have left them a little bit tired, that have left them exhausted in some ways. And so right now, step into this new moon energy in Aries. What they are needing from you to show appreciation for them being in your community is for you to ignite that fire in them. They need you to help them ignite that fire so they can get their butts moving, right? So they can get in that motion. And so, showing them, and you do this, you ignite their fire and you get them moving by being a sacred mirror to them, right? Showing them how you actually relate to what they're dealing with. Even if it's not something you're dealing with currently, but finding ways in which you've had to transmute your own energy in the past, being that sacred mirror for them, having some of those hard conversations, right? Because we know Empress energy, as an archetype, they are building empires, right? Regardless of, even if they work a 9 to 5, in their mind, they're building the empire, whether it's for their family, for themselves, for their neighborhood, for their community, whatever that looks like, but they're building an empire. And so, they can't afford to be stagnant, especially coming into this spring energy. We just had the spring equinox, moving into technically our new year, right? And so they need you to be that sacred mirror for them, to motivate them and ignite that fire and get them moving. They need to get in motion, because if not, they will stay stagnant and it will end up setting them back, right? Right now, it was kind of natural because of that Pisces energy, but you got to help them dust that off, right? Shake that off, step into this Aries energy and take up space and come out running, right? So I hope that makes sense. So if you have the Empress archetype, that is for you. That is what they need from you. And last but not least, we have the creatives. So if you are someone who services the creative archetype, let me know in the comments. If your sacred tribe is the creatives, drop #creatives into the comments and let's see what they have to say. How do you need to show them appreciation during this new moon in Aries? There she is. Alana, been waiting. I know visionaries and creatives is like one moon we're first, one moon we're last. Oh, okay, well, creatives is jumping out the jumping. I feel like y'all had these cards before, creatives. I don't know if y'all had them together, but I like y'all had these before. Right. So, creatives, you got the Lake card, which is all about depth. You also have the North card, which is about expansion. And then what do you really want? So right now, for anyone who has creative archetypes as their sacred tribe, the way in which you need to show them appreciation during this new moon in Aries is essentially helping them to tap into their own depth, the depth of what do they really want, right? The depth of what do they really want in order to facilitate their expansion. There's a big expansion that this archetype is looking to experience and getting ready to experience. So anyone who is supporting the creative archetype, archetypal energy, needs to be ready to help nurture that expansion that they're getting ready to experience. It feels very big. All of a sudden, my voice has gotten raspy. Hold on one second. It's a lot. It's a lot of energy, and the expansion is coming from going deeper, right? So going deeper with their work, not wider. So regardless of how they show up, if they're a makeup artist, it's not about getting more clients. It's about going deeper with the clients that they have, right? And having, and having deeper conversations, having deeper connections, creating resources that are more transformative. If they are, regardless, again, this is about energy and not industry. So regardless of what industry they're in and how you're supporting them, this is about showing them that they are allowed to go deeper, right? Because sometimes as creatives, because the way creatives energy works, the way their minds work, they naturally go deep, but they stop themselves from going deep because they don't want to come off as weird. A lot of times, right? If they're not someone who is fully actualized and comfortable with their creative energy. They sometimes they struggle with that because they don't want to come off as the weirdo. So um, they limit themselves on how deep they can actually go um, outwardly, right? So what they need from you right now is to help them to not get stuck there, right? They need to go deeper because that depth is directly attached to their expansion. So without going deep, they can't expand. So in the way in which you are able to get them into this space is by asking them what is it that they really want, really making them come face to face with this question and answering it for themselves. What do they really want, right? They got to get clear on it, and not what does their mom want, not what their kids want, not not what anyone else wants for them, but what do they actually want out of whatever it is that they're using this creative energy for, right? And in whatever way you're helping them. So again, this may look like if you're someone who is in health and wellness and you're working with creatives, you know, what does that look like? What are the things that they desire about their own health, about their own wellness, that maybe they've been afraid to say, right? It may look like them wanting to go vegan, but nobody in their circle is vegan, so they don't want to look weird or look like they're on a bandwagon, so they only go so deep, right? Like where they eat vegan when they're alone, but they don't eat vegan when they're around other people, those types of things, right? So what does that really look like? Because they need to go deeper in order to get that expansion and really be pointed true north towards what it is that they're here to create in the world. By doing so. So those are all 6 of the Sacred Tribe archetypes. So as always, a really quick run through. Visionaries received the Earth card, which is all about home. They got the Hearth card, which is about comfort. And they got You Are Magic. And so it was all about you showing them appreciation by actually creating a community that feels like home for them, a community, where they feel safe, and you are the magic of that home. Get the full message by watching the replay. I'm just doing a quick overview. Then next up was Trailblazers. Trailblazers got that Passion card, which is the soul. They got the Magnetism card, which is about attraction, and they got the Feed the Artist card. So essentially, this is about tapping into that passion, being vulnerable with them, allowing them in, feeding your artists in whatever way that looks like for you, because that's what creates that magnetism and creates them feeling at home in community. Next up was the Healers. The Healers got the South card, which is adventure. They also got the Storms card, which is cleansing. And they got Ambush Fear with your ferocious dream. And so theirs, in a nutshell, was about cleansing off all of the heaviness that they've been feeling, reminding them that they can have fun, they can have adventure, stepping into that, so that they can get back focused on their actual dream and what they're trying to create, and they're not allowing themselves to be bogged down with all of the heavy energy. Then we had the Executives show up in the building, and they got the Water card, which was all about creation. They got the Rain card, which is for ferdudity. I guess that's how you pronounce it. It's about prosperity. I had to look it up. And you got so on fire. And so the Executives, they are on fire right now, but they're not even recognizing how on fire they are because they're so busy going on to the next goal. So for them, you need to tap, bring them back in, reel them back in, remind them to look at how they are actually being prosperous, and it's not all only financially, it's in all areas of their life. Remind them of what it is that they are doing, what they're accomplishing, so that they don't just continue on this cycle of do, especially underneath this Aries fire, and end up burnt out and falling off. Then the Empresses, they got that air card, which is about motion, coupled with the fire card, which is ignition. And they also got sacred mirrors. And so this was all about time to reignite that fire within the Empresses, because that Pisces energy had them feeling kind of heavy. So they need their fire reignited so that they can get into motion again and capitalize on this Aries energy. And you do that by being a sacred mirror for them and showing them what it looks like. And then last but not least, we had our awesome creatives, and they had that Lake card, which is about depth. They had the North card, which is about expansion. The sun is doing the most behind me right now. And they got what do you really want? And so as the creative, this is about you helping them to go deeper, because going deeper is going to help them with their expansion. But the only way for them to go deeper is to be crystal clear on what it is that they really want. So those are the 6 sacred tribe archetypes. And this has been our star session, which is all about how you work with them under this new moon energy in Aries. So I hope this has been helpful to everyone. I love doing this work. This is part of the work that I do with my clients. Maggie says, is that like dimming your light? Is what like dimming your light? I'm sorry, the comments come through, take so long to come through. I don't know what part of what I was talking about made you think about that, Maggie. Let me know and I'll let you know. Alana says, makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So this is part of the work that I do with my clients. Essentially is helping you to tap into your own inner voice so that you're able to speak to your sacred tribe in such a way that you draw them in like a moth to a flame, right? And that in doing so, not only do you draw in the ones that you are already currently working with on a deeper, more personal level, but you also double that audience reach as well, as you continue to get clear and continue to show up, right? So Maggie says, feeling like people will think you're weird. Yes, dimming your light can definitely be a outcome of that, right? Like when you when you're feeling like people are going to think that you're weird, it makes you quiet. It makes you not speak up as much. It makes you show up differently, right? Because you show up within the box of which you feel like is acceptable for them and is not weird. So yeah, so it definitely can end up, and so over time it definitely ends up in you dimming your light. Callie says, I'll be giving my peeps more tea under this new moon. Yes, yes, yes. So if you are looking to work with me, you can work with me by getting your Sacred Business Forecast. Your Sacred Business Forecast is a 12-month overview of essentially what is coming up for you, right? It is prophetic messaging for you on exactly what you can expect, letting you know when you need to rest, when you need to work, when you need to show up, when you need to whatever it is you need to do, what it looks like, you know, how it shows up for you. You get an overarching message for the year as well as 12 individual messages, but it goes a step further. I actually tap into your genius zone, utilizing your gene keys, as well as what I like to call your astrological brilliance code, or the ABC, the ABC of who you be, right? And that essentially shows you exactly how you have, those two things show you exactly how you have been divinely created to do the work And I'm back. Blasted internet. Ugh, sorry about that, everybody. So I know it's a delay, so y'all aren't seeing that I'm actually back yet, but I'm back. So hopefully I haven't lost everybody. But what I was saying, this is the downside of not being in your own setup, right? Sometimes uh things happen that don't normally happen to me when I go live. So I apologize about that. But anyway, what I was talking about was the sacred business forecast, and essentially how that works. And so you get those, your overarching message. You also get your 12 individual monthly messages as well. And I also tap into the genius zone through your gene keys, as well as so I don't know if it's going to do it again. I just want to come on and say thank y'all for showing up. I'm glad that the messages didn't get messed up, but it's definitely not wanting me to do this ending. So I just want to go ahead and end it. If you are on here, I would love for you to join my community, Empress Nation, here on Facebook, where I teach these types of things and I go into these types of things in more depth. If you're a woman entrepreneur, you're welcome to join the other empresses over there. If you are interested in knowing more about the Sacred Business Forecast, simply message me and I'll be happy to answer your questions and get you scheduled. I still have 6 slots left for this month. So definitely want you to jump on those. Other than that, you all have an amazing weekend. Utilize this new moon energy in Aries, make it a great one, and I will talk to you all soon. Remember, speak up, speak out, speak often. Your voice matters and the world needs to hear it. Y'all have a great night. Bye.